Hello everyone, I am your Tally Guru Abhijit Joshi and this is the 6th video lesson on basics of Tally Prime. In this video lesson, we will be taking a case study where we will input 15 transactions in Tally Prime. So we have to create a company and set enable bill-wise entry to no, enable goods and services tax is also set to no. Let us read the first transaction. On 1st April, Abhijit Joshi started a business by the name of Joshi Mobile Ghar by bringing 1 lakh rupees by cash. So the owner of the company is Abhijit Joshi and the name of the company is Joshi Mobile Ghar. So we will now create our company in Tally Prime. We will now first start Tally Prime and then we will create the company. We'll press backspace. Our company is in C:// enter. We will select Tally Data and Abhijit. Press enter. We'll type the name of the company, Joshi Mobile Ghar. Other details will keep on pressing enter. The accounting period is 8/24 and we will accept the transactions. Then we have been asked in the case study to keep enable bill-wise entry to no. So N and enter, and goods and services tax to no. We will accept it. Now the first entry was that Abhijit Joshi started a business. So I will have to create the ledger. So we'll go in create and ledger. We will create the ledger of Abhijit Joshi because he has started the business. So Abhijit Joshi's ledger will come under capital account. So we will accept this. Now let us pass the entry. So we will press escape and we'll go in vouchers. So the company has received money from Abhijit Joshi to start the business. So it is in cash. So we will select cash here. Our voucher is payment. So it's a receipt. So we will have to press first F6 receipt. Then space bar or we'll directly type cash. Then the ledger Abhijit Joshi. So he has put in 1 lakh rupees. Then we will keep on pressing enter and accept the voucher. Now the second entry again on 1st April deposited 90,000 cash in Dena Bank. So this is a contra entry. So we will click F4 contra. Now the money has gone into the bank. So here we will select bank, but we have not created the bank account. So we'll go in create, type the name of the bank as Dena Bank under bank account and we will accept to create the ledger. We are back in the voucher. Cash was deposited 90,000. You can see the current balance is 1 lakh. So 90,000. Now the balance is 10,000 and the bank balance is now 90,000 debit. We will accept this transaction. Now the transaction number 3 on 1st April 2024 purchased 11 mobiles at the rate of 800 rupees per mobile, too cheap, from Nirav Electronics on credit. Mal kharida purchase. So on 1st April we'll have to pass a purchase entry. For purchase F9 purchase, we'll keep the supplier invoice number and date blank. We have to create the ledger of Nirav Mobile. So we will type Nirav Mobile, then enter. We will select the group as sundry creditors. We will accept to create the ledger. Receipt details we will accept. Party details will accept. We have to create the purchase ledger. So we'll press create. We will type in purchase account under purchase accounts. Accept to create the ledger. We have not created the stock item, so we will press the shortcut key Alt C. We will type the name of the stock item as mobile. Units, again we will press Alt C. The unit is numbers. I'll not give the formal name. Decimal place will be 0. So I have allocated the unit number to mobile. I'll accept it. 11 mobiles at the rate of 800 per number. The amount becomes 8,800. There is no other stock item, no taxes and other charges applicable. We have not enabled bill wise details, so when I press enter, directly it will ask for narration and I'll accept a voucher. The next entry is entry number 4, again on 1st April. Check given to Nirav Electronics of rupees 5,000. Paisa diya, check diya, payment. We will select the payment voucher F5. Since the transaction is check given, so we will select Dena Bank here, and then we will select the party Nirav Mobile, and we will type the amount 5,000. Since bill wise details are not enabled, directly we will accept the voucher. The next transaction is transaction number 5, again on 1st April. Sold 10 mobile phones at the rate of 1,000 per mobile to Devendra Electronics. So we will create the ledger Devendra Electronics. This will do on the fly. So Mal Becha is sales. So now in Tally Prime we will take the sales voucher F8. Then the party account is not here. We will create an account. Type the name Devendra Electronics under debtors. So this time I have typed DEB. So I will accept this. Then dispatch details I will keep blank. Party details I'll leave it. I have not created the sales ledger, so I'll press Alt C or I'll simply press enter here. I will type in the ledger sales account under sales account. I have sold mobiles 10. Rate was 1,000. The amount appears automatically. There's no second item, no other charges, no other tax. Bill wise details are not there. Narration is blank, and I will accept the voucher. The next entry is entry number 6, again on 1st April. Received check of rupees 10,000 from Devendra Electronics. Check deposited in bank, Dena Bank. So this is a receipt voucher. We will say F6 receipt. The money has gone in Dena Bank and I have received the money from Devendra Electronics. The amount was 10,000. We'll press enter, keep the narration blank and accept the voucher. The next entry is entry number 7, which is on 2nd April. Bank intimates that the check number 1212, this check number 1212 was given by Devendra Electronics. Bank intimates that the check number 1212 has been returned unpaid. That means Devendra Electronics, the bank of Devendra Electronics, in his account there was not sufficient funds. So our check got bounced. So bank has intimated us. So we will have to again reverse this entry of entry number 6. There we had credited Devendra Electronics account. Now we will have to debit the Devendra Electronic account and credit the bank account. So Baki Sari journal, we will pass the entry as a journal voucher. We will be passing all our adjustment vouchers in journal. So we will click on journal. So here I have to debit the Devendra Electronics account and credit the bank account. But if you are not comfortable with do and buy like me, I prefer using credits and debits. So here I will press F12 configuration. So I'll click on F12 configuration, and the first configuration is use credit debit instead of to and buy during voucher entry. So I'll set this to yes, and I'll accept the configurations. Now debit, fine. So I have to debit Devendra Electronics by the complete amount of 10,000. See, now his balance is zero. We had sold worth 10,000. He gave us a check of 10,000. So his balance is zero. But now since this check has been dishonored, I will debit his account again by 10,000. So he has to pay me 10,000. And I will credit the bank account. Now you see that Tally is avoiding some ledgers here. The list is not complete. This actually helps in decreasing the errors. So I can either show more and press enter, then I will get Dena Bank, or when I come here, I can directly type DENA and it's going to appear. So anyway, we will select Dena Bank. So the balance in Dena Bank will decrease. We will accept this voucher. Oops, I have done a mistake. This voucher was supposed to be on 2nd April, right? So now here I will press the page up key. Just note here, this is accounting voucher creation. But when I press page up once, it becomes accounting voucher alteration, and I am going to get my voucher. So this voucher was posted on 1st April. My current date of the blank voucher, it's also 1st April. So when I press page up, the previous voucher is shown. What happens? I press page up once again. So I had passed this entry. This will also appear. Again page up, page up, page up. All these vouchers were on 1st April. Page up, page up. This was my first entry. Now again when I press page up, I land up in accounting voucher creation. So again we'll press page up. This was the voucher. I will press F2 date and 2nd April, enter. I will accept this voucher. So this voucher will get posted on 2nd April. Now even my current date has changed to 2nd April. This is my current date. It has been changed to 2nd April. So we'll go for the next transaction. Now the next transaction is transaction number 8. Again on 2nd April, bank deducts rupees 500 towards the dishonored check as bank charges. So what has happened? Since Devendra Electronics check was bounced, the bank gave me a punishment. It's not my fault, but I am still getting punished. So it is sure that I am going to recover this 500 from Devendra Electronics. But first thing first, we will have to pass this entry. So again, this is an adjustment entry, because the bank manager will not come to my home and collect 500 rupees, nor will I go and give him the check. So it is not a payment. So it's an adjustment. So we'll pass an adjustment voucher. Again, we are still in the journal voucher. This time we will be debiting the bank charges. Bank charges are expenses. So we'll debit the bank charge. Bank charge ledger has not been created. We'll press Alt C, or we'll go in create and enter the name of the ledger, bank charge. Bank charge is indirect expense. We'll accept the ledger. The amount was 500 and credit bank. Again you see that the bank ledger is not appearing. We can either go and select show more, or we can simply type the name of the bank, that is our Dena Bank, and the ledger will appear. We'll press enter and we will accept the voucher. Then is entry number 9, posted the deducted amount of rupees 500 to Devendra Electronics as bank charge recovered. So this charge which was deducted by the bank, we will punish our customer, we will take a revenge by posting this 500, by debiting Devendra Electronics by 500 and crediting a income called bank charges recovered. Here bank charges was an expense, bank charges recovered is a income. So again we will have to pass a journal entry. So again we continue with our journal. Now we are going to debit Devendra Electronics account. So debit Devendra Electronics by 500. See, 10,500 is balance. 10,000 was the bounce check which we posted back to him. So 10,500 now we have to take from Devendra Electronics. Now credit. Now we will have to create a separate ledger for our bank charges recovered. So we will press Alt C and we'll type the name of ledger, bank charge recovered, and this time it is an indirect income. So we will select indirect income and accept the ledger and accept the voucher. The next entry is entry number 10, which is on 1st May. Wow, people continue to work even on the May Day, Maharashtra Day. Anyway, received 2 mobiles from Devendra Electronics as damaged. Debited the sales return account. Kharab maal wapas aaya is credit note. We have learnt about credit note in the previous video lesson. So we will now pass the entry. Sales return is credit note. We will select other vouchers. We will type CRE credit note. This time we will not forget to change the date. So we will press F2 date and type 1st May and enter. Now we have received the goods from Devendra Electronics. He has rejected the goods. So the party is Devendra Electronics. Again, the most important part is his invoice number. His invoice number was invoice number 1 and the date was 1st April. So this is very important. Then we will accept the party details. We will create a separate ledger to post the returns. So we will press Alt C and we will create the ledger as sales return account. Under sales, we will accept the ledger. Then we will press space bar, select mobile. 2 mobiles have been returned back. We had sold at 1,000 rupees per mobile and we will accept the voucher. Then is transaction number 11 on 1st May, received cash towards full settlement from Devendra Electronics. So there was a sort of dispute because we had sold him mobile. He gave us a check which was bounced by the bank. Then we put 500 on his head. We debited his account by 500. Now 2 mobiles were again returned back. So we decided, okay, now let's sit down and sort this out. I will take these 2 mobiles back only if you do a complete settlement of our account. So he said, okay, now whatever amount is there, you tell me, I'll pay you by cash. So I will have to find how much I have to take from Devendra Electronics. To do so, I will have to check his ledger book. So we will go back to Gateway of Tally and then we will give DAL, display account books, ledger. Then we will select Devendra Electronics. We will select period. Then we'll put space bar and space bar. So from the beginning to the end, 1st April to 1st May, all the transactions pertaining to Devendra Electronics are appearing. The closing balance of Devendra Electronics is 8,500 on the debit side. That is, we have to get 8,500 from Devendra Electronics. So he is going to pay us cash of 8,500. So we'll go here and enter the voucher. But before that, I need not go back to Gateway of Tele. I can directly click on go to here, and then I can type LEDG. So I'll get ledger vouchers. Then here I will select Devendra Electronics and I can see the balance 8,500, and I can come back, escape. I'll land up back in my voucher. This feature has been implemented in TelePrime. Anyway, now this is a receipt voucher, so we will press F6. Receipt. He has given us cash, so we'll type cash. He is Devendra Electronics. We will type the amount 8,500 and we will accept the voucher. The next entry is on 31st May 2024. Return 2 mobiles to Nirav Electronics. Those mobiles which were rejected by Devendra Electronics, we will return back to Nirav Electronics. So we will now make a debit note. Credited the purchase return account. We'll have to create another ledger by the name of purchase return account. खराब माल वापस भेजा is debit note. Purchase returns is debit note. So to record the debit note, we will select F10 other voucher and type in DEB debit note. Now we are going to return the goods back to Nirav Mobile. Again, the original invoice is very important. The invoice was on 1st and the invoice number was 1. So it was 1st April. We will accept the party details. The ledger this time will be credited. So we will create the ledger as purchase return under purchase accounts. We'll accept this. Mobiles 2, we had purchased it at that rate of 800. So goods worth 1,600 have been returned back. Accept. The next transaction is transaction number 13 and the transaction is on 1st June. Rupees 500 cash withdrawn from Dena Bank. So here cash has been withdrawn from Dena Bank. Cash to bank, bank to cash are contras. So we'll pass a contra entry. So we will select the contra voucher, which is F4. Since cash has been withdrawn from the bank, the funds are moving from bank to cash. So here we will have cash and here we will have bank. By any case, if contra voucher is confusing to you, you can click on this change mode. You can have this change mode and do this entry in double entry mode. So you always have a double entry mode for every voucher. Even for your receipt, payment, contra and journal, we have this double mode. Even for your purchase and sales, you can enter it as a voucher by using this method, that is double entry mode. So we will select double entry mode. Now here credit and debit is appearing. Since we have withdrawn the money from bank, the money is moving from bank to cash. So the direction is towards cash. So we will debit the cash account and credit the bank account. So here we will select bank account. Since credit is appearing here, we will type the amount 5,000 and we will debit the cash account. So you can pass a contra this way also. For commerce students, this will be the best method to pass the entry. So we will accept the entry. Then is entry number 14, which is on 2nd June. Oh my God. For transaction number 12 and transaction number 13, we have not changed the date. The dates are still May. accidentally we have entered the voucher number 12 and voucher number 13 on 1st May. So our previous voucher of return to Nirav Mobile is to be done on 31st and the contra voucher is on 1st June. So we'll go in Tally and correct the same. So now we will escape and go back to Gateway of Tally. So let us learn something new. DS, that is display more reports. S is statistics. When I go in statistics, I will get the number of vouchers I have entered for various voucher types. Here you can see we have passed 2 contra vouchers. So I'll press enter. I can find that I have passed a contra voucher on 1st May. Enter. Enter. So the voucher was of 1st June. I can simply type 1 June here and accept this voucher. So the moment I accept the voucher, I find the voucher is missing from here because it is not in the period May. The moment I press escape, I find this voucher has been updated to June. I'll press escape to come back to my statistic report. Then was the debit note. So I move to debit note and press enter. So this debit note was on May. Enter. Enter. It was not 1st May. It was 31st of May. Enter. And I'll accept this voucher. I'll press escape. This voucher has moved to May, right? It was already in May. I press escape, escape, and escape. Okay. Next entry is entry number 14, 2nd June. Paid cash of rupees 1000 towards tea expenses. So this is a payment. To pass the entry, I will press V. V is the shortcut key for voucher. Now, this is a payment voucher. So I'll press F5 payment. I will change the date by pressing F2. The date is 2nd June. And you must note that now this is not single entry mode. This has changed because we had changed the mode in previous voucher. So we can take single entry mode. But this time intentionally we will use the double entry mode. So let's go and press change mode and let's make it double entry mode. Now debit tea expenses. The ledger is not existing. So we will create the ledger tea expenses under indirect expense. It is my expense. So I accept it. The amount was 1000. So debit tea expenses, and here credit is appearing. No, here debit is appearing. By default credit should appear. So I will type CR, or I can even get a table here. So I can get a table here. So if I press anything, I'll get a credit debit table. I can straight away type CR, credit what? The cash account. 1000 appears here automatically. The total of debits and the totals of credits, when they match, it will fall onto narration. Otherwise, again, if the debits are less, it will ask debit on the 3rd line. We will repeat this entry. We will press escape to cancel the entry. We'll quit. We'll go in vouchers. So debit tea expenses 1000 and credit the cash ledger 1000 and accept the voucher. Alas, the last one. On 1st of July, Abhijit Joshi withdrew 2000 towards personal use from the bank. So I guess Abhijit Joshi went to the ATM and withdrew 2000 directly. So this is not a contra entry because the amount was removed from the ATM, that is from the bank, but was not put in the cash box. The money was taken by Abhijit Joshi towards personal use. So this is called drawings. So we will be creating a separate ledger by the name of drawings. And remember, paisa diya, check diya is payment. So even though the owner of the company, Abhijit Joshi, is taking out money from the company, he has to sign a payment voucher of 2000 rupees. So we will be passing a payment voucher once again, this time on 1st July. So we are already on the payment voucher. We will simply change the date, press F2 and type 1 July, enter. Now I could have debited Abhijit Joshi's ledger directly, but since Abhijit Joshi's ledger is capital account, I would like to change the balance in that. Instead, I will create a separate account. So I'll press Alt C and create a ledger by the name of drawings. So drawings will be capital account, and I will accept it. So the money withdrawn was 2000, debit drawings and credit Dena Bank. We will accept the voucher, and to see the effect of the voucher, we'll go in balance sheet. So I'll press B, or I'll select the balance sheet. Here now the capital is 98,000. Remember last video lesson, expand all levels, Alt F5. Now here we can see that this is the money invested by Abhijit Joshi in the company, and he has taken away 2000 rupees. So the balance is 98,000. So that's why we have created this separate drawings account. We will go in display trial balance. Oh, display and trial balance. DET, we are habituated to it. We will press Alt F5 for details, and you may check all the balances. Your report should match with the shown on the screen. We can view this trial balance ledger wise. We'll press the F5 ledger wise button, and you will get all the balances ledger wise. So I guess checking this will be better for you. Thank you.